It is that time. It is that time, Jose. Do you know what time it is? Do you know what time it is? Do you know what
It
time it
is.
is?
It is
What time?
lunchtime. Lunchtime,
No,
isn't
it's
it?
not lunchtime. Can you stop thinking about food?
I'm hungry. It is time for the Public Speaking Experts podcast.
Yay!
Yeah, baby. Bring it on. I'm excited. Okay, I'm excited. I don't know what it is that I'm doing with my arms, but it's actually to show that I'm excited. It's kind of a...
Yeah, that is a very good kind of... for those of you listening, he's holding his hands up, like almost like he scored the winning goal in the World Cup or something.
I thought you were going to call me like a monkey or something. It could be like a gorilla posture as well. So gorilla posture next time instead of the hero.
More glamorous than that. I was saying, winning goal in the World Cup, and you went back to calling yourself a gorilla. So, listen, that just shows the difference in our thinking. But just remember, we are back. This is another episode of the Public Speaking Expert podcast. Yes, it's fun. Yes, it's vibrant, but of course, it's deep with information. It's deep with steps that you can implement straight away. And of course, we're here on a regular basis. So if you haven't already subscribe, please make sure you do, because we're here not only to help you be a great speaker, but to
speak your greatness.
Exactly. So make sure you do that. And of course, if you do like and subscribe and leave us a beautiful comment and send a picture, I will send you a copy of my book wherever in the world. And of course, when Jose writes his, he will send you a copy of his. Till then, it's all about us. It's all about us sharing this information to you. So today is about literally about speaking your greatness, isn't it? Because today is about what, Jose?
How to speak your greatness, becoming a great speaker.
That's right. How to be a great speaker. And we've got lots of tips about that. But let's talk about what doesn't make people a great speaker. Tell me about that.
Fear of speaking would be one of them.
Fear, yeah.
But actually, I have one that I've been thinking about is, what's stopping some people to become great speakers it is believing they are great already.
Oh,
how about that one?
So people who think they're too great.
Exactly. So I'm already that good. I already speak in public. Go for it.
No, go on. So I was going to say, do you think then the entitlement, oh, I'm so good, I should be booked, people should be knocking down my door. That's you like it when I go into that place, right?
Yeah, I know. I love it.
So, oh yes, I'm so good. People should be paying me £25,000 for 5 minutes because my farts smell so good.
Exactly.
Is that what we're talking about?
That's what I was coming from. And also people that they think their farts smell very good. I'm going to ask my wife because maybe I'm one of those. Anyway, okay. I don't know why I went down that rabbit hole in there. Okay, let me come out. Yeah, so the people that say they believe, but I already do it. I already speak. I already present. I already do it. It's another one of those that I consider a problem and an obstacle from actually getting to the point in which you become really a great speaker. Those are, I would like to, it's always around the mindset element with me on many occasions. So what are the problems you are finding, Elliot K?
I think you're absolutely right. I think it's that closed mindset, right? It's that I know this mindset. It's that kind of I don't need this, or I'm already doing it, or I'm already booked. And then, of course, the question is, well, are you getting paid what you want? Are you making what you want? Are you speaking where you want? Of course, the answer is yes, great. I think being the fact that you're not willing to invest anymore, the fact that you think you're already the best at what you do, to me says you're not a great speaker, right? Because if you think about the great speakers, they are always looking how they can do better. So I think that in itself is a barrier. And I think, when we look at what makes a great speaker, because I've got lots of tips on that, I think people that are listening to this are like, I get booked already, I speak already, and, I don't need to learn. I hope you take one thing from this massive comprehensive list that we have that will already, show you that there's always somewhere to improve. Now, even if you've got all of them, I think there's 16 or 17 different tips on that list, right? You can still go deeper. Even if you've got all of those factors, you can still go deeper. And that's what I think is the key difference between an okay speaker, a good speaker, and a great speaker. As a great speaker knows they can always improve, they can always go deeper, they can always refine, while a good speaker gets to a level plateaus and they just deliver the same thing again and again, and they're good at it. What would you say, Josie?
I'm with you, Elliot. And I usually say, look, there are many engineers out there, many architects, doctors. I mean, there's lots of people out there within their professions, but there are only a few that are great at it. And it's the same when it comes to speaking. So it's that mindset element that Elliot mentioned. Some of the things speakers that don't invest enough on their storytelling, they lack the presence. They don't have the humor. And it's not a humor just to be funny, but that humor that engages the audience. So those are some other, issues, I would say, or the obstacles that, speakers don't work on enough in order to become great.
I think this is a perfect time for you to talk about us and do a little bit of your favorite song.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Jose, how can people find out a little bit more about us?
If you want to get in touch, please reach out to us. Okay, that music is too loud, so I cannot even hear myself speaking here.
I've just turned it down. Did you not hear it?
Because I was.
That was a terror. You bombed there. You bombed. Don't. Here we go again. Nice and soft for you.
There is no failure. There is only feedback. But if you want to get in touch with Elliot and Jose, you can reach us on the chat. Also, the Elliot and Jose show on Clubhouse is still going. So if you go to the Instagram account, you can connect with us. You stop that music. It's breaking my flow.
Is it really loud in your ears? Because I turned it right down.
For some reason, it's not. I'm not flowing with that one today. Anyway, people, it doesn't matter. I mean, and that's the things that can happen. It can happen. You're speaking, something doesn't go down well, and then you just, having that resilience, which is another thing that we could speak about when it comes to mindset and becoming a great speaker. So how to get in touch with us? We have that. You go to the Elliot and Jose show on Instagram. There is an Instagram account. You click the link. You will have loads of resources. Then Elliot has got loads of resources as well. He's got his mastermind. He's got well, buddy, you have the masterclass, you have the mastermind. Elliot has got 5 books, and the latest one, How to Be More Giraffe, is fantastic. I would invite everyone to reach out to Elliot and, buy it, or what is it? Am I saying? Yeah, come on.
They can go on Amazon. Most Amazons across the world, they can get it. So that's pretty cool. So I'm surprised the music threw you. Normally you're so good at it, but what can I say?
Yeah. No, look, sometimes it is what it is, people. And I think when these things, that's it. When these things happen, they just happen, and you just carry on. I get it, boo, crack on with it. I mean, I'm not always 100%. I failed, and that's it. So what's going to happen?
We're not editing that out. It's real. This is just the way it happens sometimes.
We're not editing anything, because I want people to see me as a human being. I make mistakes. I have my moments. It's just Elliot Kay. He's just the master. He's just next level. He's like Muhammad Ali of speaking world.
I'm just clapping you there, really, for your honesty, and not just because you're saying I'm that guy, but because just being honest. To be honest, like, this is what happens sometimes on podcasts, and we could go and edit out. But you know what? This is real. This is just the way it is. Jose's terrible at speaking over music, and that's just the reality we go.
Exactly.
So normally you're so good at it. Normally you have a little boogie, and I could turn it down, and you're so good. But today isn't your day for that. But that's okay. So Jose, we've talked about some of the problems. Let's talk about some of the solutions, shall we? Let's do it. So here are all the tips. So make sure you have a pen and a paper, because we're going to share loads of great tips with you. So shall I kick them off? What do you think?
Kick them off, Elliot Kay. Kick them off. Yeah, kick them off.
Right. So I think the first one I want to talk about, and actually, by the way, Jose, I've done it. Are you ready? Do you know what I've done?
I'm ready regardless. What have you done?
I joined TikTok.
You mentioned that the other day, and you got me very curious. I'm actually speaking to a TikTok expert tomorrow, just to see. Her name is Ada. She's a Venezuelan, but she has reached up to 100K. I'm happy to get you in touch with her as well. She's very talented when it comes to TikToking.
But I've joined TikTok.
Tell me, yeah.
And I tell you why I'm sharing it, because the first thing that jumped out to me, I did TikTok about today. So I was just like, I better tell everything. It's I am Elliot Kay on TikTok, for those who want to follow us on TikTok, where I share speaking tips and things like that on TikTok. Sometimes a bit funny. I shared a little bit about me getting ready for a race on Sunday, which I did, and I had another personal best, and I had my hood up, and I looked really cool, or really tough, or really mean. No, I didn't look any of that, but I just started chatting with you. But anyway, first tip, let's do this. So the first thing, because it was on TikTok, I'm going to go with this first. It's dress to impress, right? If you want to be a great speaker, I know we're talking about delivery and things like that. We've got so many tips here. But actually, you got to look the part. You got to show up the part. So there's no point you showing up in sandals if you're speaking in front of a really professional audience and they expect a suit. And there's no point you showing up in a suit if people are expecting you in sandals and shorts. So really know your audience in terms of dress to impress. You got to look the part. You got to look the part in images. You got to look the part on your show reel. Whatever you put out there will dictate how people perceive you and how much you get paid as well. Jose, over to you, to the next one.
Boom, boom, boom. Remember to work on your storytelling, work on your mindset, resilience. I would like to share 3 things, the 3 P's of resilience, the ability to bounce back whenever you struggle on stage. One of them is the flexibility to change perspective, gain new perspectives, reframe. That's very powerful. The second P, which we always speak about, purpose. What is your purpose as a speaker? And what is the purpose of that presentation or that talk? What do you want people to walk away with at the end? And the third one, positive mindset. We can be focusing on all the negativity and everything else. What can go wrong? How about you start focusing on the things that could go well? So I've got a few in there. The 3 P's of a resilient mindset. Elliot, over to you. We got a few to go to. Still
so
to go through.
Do you think part of positive mindset is accepting negativity?
Yeah, I would say so.
Great. Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good
because
stuff.
everything is never going to be perfect. So it's just having in your mind that, yes, you're going to be negative sometimes, and that's fine. It's just how do you utilize all of that in order to achieve what you want? So clarity of your goals as well, I would say.
So you've covered resilience. You've covered, which one was the other one you did?
I briefly mentioned storytelling, which is key.
Okay.
And I went, those.
I'll dive a little bit more deeper into storytelling. So
please do.
Really learn how to enroll, captivate, and educate an audience through your storytelling, and always work, refine on your storytelling. Over to you, Jose.
Powerful. Listen to the next one. Embrace failure. You see what happened to me today? For some reason, I didn't flow at that point, and I could have stayed thinking about that moment, ruminating over and over again, and I don't think we could have continued with the podcast today because it's just too much, you see? So what did I say, Elliot?
You said embrace failure.
Embrace failure. And if you want to carry with you, and I've shared this on many occasions before, a belief of excellence. There is no failure. There is only learning. So I want you, whenever you make a mistake, you carry on with it. You know, whatever it is, you move on. And then even after you finish your presentation and everything else, look back, give yourself feedback, improve. And also, you know what? Inject some humor into it because it's not the end of the world. So humor is another one that's very important. Over to you, Elliot K. Whoop.
Absolutely. And you mentioned humor. I think that's important. And necessarily, now, here's the thing with humor, right? It's not about being a comedian. It's about the right use of humor. It's about the right use of laughter. And I think, again, to be a great speaker, the ability to integrate humor at the right moments in the right way, even when you're telling a really painful story, but you're still able to take people out, make them laugh, but bring them back in. It's a great use of humor, right? So that's the other one. Okay, over to you, Jose. Which one are you going next? Ooh, there's so many tips, so many juicy nuggets. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Vulnerability. That is another big one.
You're going for the deep stuff.
I'm feeling deep, and for some reason my energy is not super high today, but I'm in that kind of state. So vulnerability, whatever is going on in your mind, in your world, find a way to share with your audience. I like to call this just putting the big elephant in the room or addressing it, whatever it is. For example, my accent, the fact that I may have a headache or something, or the fact that by the time I got to present, I had an issue before, and that's actually tends to be a very nice way to introduce your topic if you do it with purpose. So storytelling can be very cleverly used in that sense as well, to introduce and also put out there in the audience what's happened or whatever situation or whatever block or whatever obstacle you found that day, in order just to get the energy out there, share it with the audience, and that will generate a connection also. Boom, boom, Elliot K.
Amazing. The other thing, of course, is have passion. Be passionate about what you're talking about. Have a purpose. Know your why, but know your big why. And know why you're on stage. That's really important. Know your audience. right? Who is your audience? Why would they want to hear you say it? Why would they want to hear you speak, right? What problem are you solving for them? How are you going to entertain them? How are you going to educate them? Really know your audience inside out. Jose.
I love this back and forth. I would say, and then they look, you people, if you're listening to this, you should have seen Elliot's face. He's just like, what? Love it. Okay, so the next one is going to be presence. Be present, be there for your audience. And I always like to use this metaphor, and more, it's just the dance of mutual responsiveness. Think about the tango that you're dancing with your audience in there. So you take in their reactions and you are then preparing what you're going to be saying next. Even though you prepare, you're there. You're taking in their reactions and everything else that it's happening there. Remember, be there for your audience and link this to everything else that's been shared so far. Purpose is going to be a biggie here as well. Over to you, Elliot.
Connect with their hearts and educate their minds. And this is key. If you're a great speaker, you know how to get into people's heart because people remember how you made them feel. But equally, you need to give them something new, something different that's going to educate their minds. That when they do walk away, in some way, whatever you're talking about, they've improved, whether their life, their mindset, their technology, the medication, whatever it is, their herbal medication, right? Connect with their hearts and educate their minds. Take the complicated and make it simple. That's what great speakers do. They take all these concepts and they make it simple. Steve Jobs, master, took all this complicated stuff, simplified it, boom, one of the most powerful companies in the world. Over to you, Jose.
Beautiful. Think about your body language and your tonality. And today's example, we had one of the attendees on the Elliot and Jose show this morning. And just by increasing her voice, she changed her state completely. So be mindful of how you're speaking, the tonality, but also what would you call the pitch in this case? How is your pitch, or how high in terms of the volume, high or low your voice is? Because that is going to make a difference in your audience, and it's going to make a difference for you as well. What are you laughing at, okay?
Only because my mind's immature. And then you say
pitch. Immature. Thinking... And the pitch, what were you thinking about? Oh, were you thinking about that? Okay.
Well, pitch, anyway.
Sure. No, we're not going to go there today anyway. Okay. There was something else. Well, I think, physiology. That would be that. Yeah. Over to you.
And the last one, of course, is invest. You need to invest in your skill. Great speakers invest in their skill. They invest in their craft. They might get voice coaches at certain points. They might work on their body more and more. They might work on their tonality. They might work on structures. This is a continuous evolution. You never really arrive. So the more you understand, you need to invest in your craft. You've got to continuously invest in your craft. The greater you speak it to get. You can go from shit to good very easily, but to go from good to great, that's a bigger jump. That's a bigger process. Right? And a lot of people go from shit to good easily, but to good to great, you need to do all those components. So very quickly to recap, right? You've got to have stories. You've got to be a great storyteller, but have stories to tell. You've got to dress to impress. Use humor in the right way. Have something relevant to say and have passion as well as purpose. Know your audience inside out. Get creative. I don't think we talked about that, but get creative. How can you stand out from the rest? Connect to your audience, connect to their hearts and connect to their minds, right? Take the complicated, make it simple. Embrace failure, as Jose spoke about. And always the other thing is test new things. See what lands, see what doesn't land. Invest in your speaking. Invest in improving your skill set and put in the hard work. Be resilient. Look at your body language. Now, here's the thing. If you need support with any of that, reach out to me, reach out to Jose. You can do that on the Elliot and Jose show on Instagram. Send us a message. You can do that through various channels. Just reach out to us. Because we want to support you not only to be a great speaker, but to
speak your greatness.
Exactly. So make sure you do that, people. So, wow, what a deep, full of tips, insightful, life-changing episode. Woo! So, Jose, what are your words of wisdom before we wrap up this episode?
Have some fun in the process and know that you are never going to be your finished product. That's how I would like to end this, Elliot K. And love you all. Carry on speaking. Be consistent. Do it every day. That will get you very far.